Welcome into another episode of Happy Friday, America. My name is Arthur Raw. It's been all in August. The month is about to end. We're stepping into September. We got Labor Day weekend coming up. Man, it's been quite the month, and we have a fun-filled episode for you this week. And, of course, I am joined by, can I get one more Batstone?
Coming at me hot like that, huh? I like it. Happy Friday, America. Happy Labor Day weekend. I'm sure everyone's excited to kick this weekend off. The last big camping weekend of the year. The weather's starting to cool off a little bit. I know I'm loving it, Art.
Yes, it is nice. Oh, man. And having some foggy days this week. I've really been enjoying it. But let's go back into history.
August 29th.
I couldn't get out of the 1800s in this, like you just mentioned. There was some good juice. 1831, Michael Faraday demonstrates the first electronic transformer. The first electronic transformer. So that's obviously something that we use still today. Over a couple hundred years later, basically almost 200 years ago, man.
Yeah.
1833, Britain's first Factory Act becomes law, which regulates child labor laws of children and young persons in the mills and factories in the United Kingdom. Just think about how life was back then. You know, you're like a kid, you're like 8 years old. You're like, my fat fingers can't reach in there, Jimmy. Why don't you get your tiny hands in there and fix that?
Child labor still happens all around the world.
It really does, man. So, yeah, hopefully these kids are getting a good life out of it, some good work ethic.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see American children in these processing plants, but that's fair.
You're not going to see them in there, but hopefully the parents out there, you're putting your kids to work. That chore list should be full. And these two gentlemen, these two brothers, had a lot of work to do themselves, so much so that they couldn't even complete it in their lifetime. So in 1838, Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm announced their intention to publish a German dictionary. It's eventually completed in 1961, 123 years later. Finally, this dictionary is completed. So that's a long project, far beyond their own lives. I don't know why it takes so long to write a dictionary back then, but that's just how it was.
It's a lot of words.
Yeah, so we're spoiled today. We're basically spoiled today.
Yes.
1883, seismic sea waves created by the Krakatoa eruption cause a rise in the English Channel 32 hours, or the canal. It looks like it's spelled channel, but I feel like it's called canal. 32 hours after explosion, Krakatoa, the world's mightiest explosion, which is near Indonesia, massive volcano. Those waters reach Britain 32 hours later. That's crazy. That's today in history. And let's go, Kev.
Let's roll. Hey, it's August 29th. Don't forget, if you Terminator fans, Judgment Day was August 29th, 1997. Obviously, we lived through that, but I think the Terminators are coming. All right, let's keep it moving, Art. You were talking about a little geography. So there are some campaigners that want to change the world map to show that Africa is, in fact, bigger than it's depicted on most of our maps that we currently look at. So apparently Africa is actually 14 times larger than Greenland. So that's kind of interesting. You know, it's a massive peninsula.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest continents in the world.
Yeah.
You know, you got Asia over there with, China, Russia, Mongolia. I mean, those three alone take up a tremendous amount of real estate. And then so there's this whole campaign going on. What's called Correct the Map campaign.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the projection thing to, like, project a sphere on a rectangle. Like, you have to elongate the north and south ends, and that's why Africa looks so small, but it is absolutely massive. Like, I've seen the maps.
I'm sure the flat earthers, use Africa as an example to their flat earth. Have you ever seen the flat earth map with their little ice walls and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And everything's kind of...
And how there's, like, different stuff outside of the ice wall? Have you seen that one?
I've heard... I haven't seen what's outside of the ice wall, but they're like, we don't know what's outside the ice wall.
No, they got a whole map on it.
Is there a map?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I haven't really been keeping up with my flat Earth research.
No, that's
quite
okay.
as much as vividly as you have.
That's okay. It pops up in my shit. Like...
Every once in a while, I'll catch a David Weiss video who was supposed to be on DCPC, but he's an idiot. And I'll just be like, what's he talking about now? And he'll have some new information that he's spewing around. Anyways, we're getting misguided here. Globe, flat, whatever it is. Africa's larger than we thought it was.
Much larger.
Yeah.
I think it's actually the largest continent. because Eurasia is huge, but it's like two continents combined. So, yeah, Africa, and then you think about it, there's all these civil wars happening in Africa right now. No one ever talks about it. There's all these minerals out there. You know, it's kind of like this forgotten, super large world that isn't really publicized or talked about in normal media. And there's probably reasons behind that.
Probably.
But definitely, if you're used to looking at the normal maps that are in schools and stuff, it looks so small, smaller than Greenland, and it's actually like 20 times as big.
14 times bigger.
Yeah.
And it said, the critics note there is no map projection that is perfect, but the campaigners that have this correct the map stress that equal Earth projection is better than reflection of reality, which is an interesting closing statement. So, yeah, kind of a fun way to kick it off, that these correct the map campaigners are out there. They want it bigger.
Dude, all I'm saying is that the world isn't always what we think it is. And there's been also a lot of times where I thought something was true about something and I was completely wrong.
Oh, that happens to me every day.
So it's like what is reality is a relevant question every day in my mind.
About almost every topic.
Exactly. I didn't even believe Vegas existed until I just visited it myself.
Well, you knew it existed because we've had this discussion for you. You'd never been to Vegas, but you drove through it 3 times, remember?
I did drive through it, but you don't know until you go there. You don't truly
Until
know.
You're on the streets in the casinos rolling the dice?
Yeah, you don't really know. And I'm not a dice roller, but hey,
I am.
I know one thing that is not a roll of the dice, and something that kind of is coming to scientific fact is that the more time people spend on their screens, the less happy they become. So I thought this was a cool one.
I read this.
There's a Japanese city. It is Aichi Prefecture, something like that.
It's pretty good.
Toyoake, Japan. So they are proposing to put a limit on people's screen time outside of work and outside of school and education. So health-wise, they believe that only 2 hours of phone use outside of that stuff is healthy. And it's pretty interesting because they're doing this more of like a guideline for their citizens.
Yeah, there's no real way for them to enforce this.
Yeah, and they don't plan to enforce it.
Well, they wouldn't be able to. They'd have to be able to have control of your devices and be able to shut them off.
Well, I mean,
put a thing on them.
I mean, that's definitely tangible.
It's a possibility.
I mean, you look at China.
I don't see that happening in America.
Like, they control all that. Have you heard in China, like, if you don't leave your house with your phone because they...
Yeah, you can get in trouble.
Then they're like, come find you. Where's your phone at? Why aren't you carrying your phone?
That's concerning.
That is concerning. But in Japan, they're saying that the cutoff should happen at 9 p.m. for kids in elementary school, for middle school and older children, 10 p.m. cutoff.
Yeah, that's fair.
That way you're getting to sleep. But like I said, this is not binding. There's no fines or criminal penalties. But to prevent the negative effects on health and daily life from excessive smartphone use, that's the purpose of this.
I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah, I like it. It's like a health guideline, right? We have different guidelines for different things. The food pyramid and all that with the fruits and veggies, which has been kind of debunked since then. But I think this is something that a lot of folks can get behind. You think when we were young, sure, we had video game consoles, but I was outdoors. Mm-hmm. I was always in the woods. We play a little bit of video games, but there was no screen times really growing up.
Yeah, you'd want to be experiencing life more, and how do we implement this into our own lives? Because you can put like timers up. Like I know Clint, he has something that pops up when he's hit a certain amount of hours in different applications. So
it doesn't really do anything though, I don't think.
Well, it just pops up and says, "Hey, you've hit like your selected time."
But then you just ignore it and keep scrolling.
You can.
Most people would, I think.
You can, but I don't know, man. I think it's kind of a good idea, and if you can have this type of education for people who are growing up in the digital era. We didn't grow up in the fully digital era.
We didn't. Thank God.
But maybe they can actually, treat it more healthily and not get so addicted to these devices if they're growing up with these type of guidelines and rule sets. So I agree with what they're doing out here in the city in Japan. I don't know, America. What do you guys think on that?
I think, well, again, a lot of people are going to go, well, it's not a mandatory thing. It's an optional thing. I'm going to keep just scrolling. I don't really care what other people say about my screen time. It's quite alarming. Like if folks go in and look at your weekly screen time, I'm always competing with myself to see if I can get it down. Mm-hmm. In some weeks you're on it for work. Maybe I'm doing some scripted for Happy Friday. Like I'm being productive on it.
Yeah, so that doesn't count toward the allotment as far as what they're talking about here.
Okay. So
right?
It's just personal, like,
Like, yeah, you're on TikTok or you're just like looking at stupid videos on YouTube or something.
I bet my social media screen time outside of, like video calls is less than an hour a week.
Video calls can't count because you're like communicating with somebody.
Okay, well then my screen time's good then. I'm in good standings.
He's in good standings over here, and I love to hear that. And I also love it when I hear, do you want tacos? I'm gonna say yes.
I love tacos. This week's random record is a good one. So there was a festival down in Mexico City, which I've learned a lot about that city this year, being that NASCAR ran down there. It's a pretty neat place.
Okay.
Very unique culture down there. The food looks tremendous. We're not going back there next year, NASCAR that is, but this is pretty cool. So broke a Guinness Book of World Record here. They served 13,215 tacos in 1 hour.
In 1 hour?
They broke 3 Guinness Book of World Records at once. Not only did they just do the one I rattled off, it was also the largest stir fry and in the largest frying pan of all time.
Wow.
So the leftover, it made a lot of food here. There was 10,000 attendees, 5,331 pounds of cooked food, and then turned into tacos for the attendees. The leftover tacos from the event were donated to the local food banks. So not only did they slam, jam, wham 3 records, they fed some homeless, they gave back to the community, and it was 100 culinary students. They used a 23-foot diameter frying pan to prepare all the taco fillings.
That sounds like a logistic feat.
It sounds like it was delicious.
And like you said, 1 hour?
Yeah, they served it in 1 hour. So they cooked everything up, and then they were like assembling.
Okay, so how many people were on the assembly line?
It was 100 cooks. Were there, and it was
okay. So you're doing okay. So if we did 13, so these people each did like 100 tacos a piece, or is that math wrong? They each did
like
1,000.
No, it'd be like a couple hundred.
So they did like 150.
They were cranking
in an hour.
They were cranking, yeah, which I don't know what that TPM, that taco per minute, would come down to, but I'm sure there's a math on that TPM.
Dude, there totally is, man, and like I would have loved to have like witnessed this and had a bite of one of these tacos.
Well, so they served up. What did they have? They had beef, pork, bacon, tomatoes, peppers, onions, and beer. Going into the stir fry, so that sounds delicious.
That does sound delicious. That really does.
That's the random record, buddy.
I love the random record. Next, we're gonna jump into the weekly Would You Rather, but first we have to recap last week's. I did remember it. Now I'm forgetting.
I have the results here.
What was it?
You don't remember?
Last week's Would You Rather was would you rather spend $10K on a
full
crazy
send
vacation or stay home, avoid the interest rates?
Yeah, 75% of America.
We're a debt nation.
Nope. 75% of America, they're staying home.
Oh, shit.
Only 25% are full sending with us, maxing it out, doing all the things.
Well, now that I'm back from Vegas, I'm going with that group. I can't.
Wait, so a week later, you change your mind?
Yeah, because things change in a week.
Snip, snap.
Snip, snap. Things change in a week. Thank you so much for voting. This week's Would You Rather is food-based, and I'm putting up 2 different types of culinary dishes.
I feel like we've done this one, but not this mashup.
Not this mashup. Yeah, we've done similar ones. So this week we're doing, would you rather only be able to eat Japanese cuisine for the rest of your life or Italian cuisine? So I'm talking about the full platter Japanese. We got obviously the ramen, the bao buns, the sushi, all of that kind of stuff. Italian, is pizza considered?
I mean, Italian pizza is much different than American pizza.
Okay, so we got the Italian pizza, all the pasta dishes, all the delicious stuff. Both are super delicious. It's a tough one. Which way you going?
Well, if you want a carb load, you're going to go Italian. That's the thing. If you go Japanese, it's a healthier option. Yeah. So, but we're not discussing which one's healthier because we know the answer to that. It's Japanese. They eat healthier. Their noodles are healthier. Those ramen bowls are full of good things.
Yeah.
Italian food is just gut bombs.
Is it just gut bombs?
Carbohydrates, cheese.
And so I'm saying, like, whatever you pick, that's the only thing you can eat.
I know.
For the rest of your life.
I don't think I would have. Man, that's a tough one. I am not a huge, other than pizza, and occasionally I like a good pasta dish. I'm not the biggest Italian cuisine guy.
But I don't really see you eating sushi either.
I'm not a sushi fan, but I like a lot of other Japanese foods.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go Japanese.
You're going Japanese on this one. Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting to, but...
Only eating Japanese food for the rest of your life.
I'll be healthy, at least.
I'm going the same.
All right.
I'm going 100% Japanese food.
Dude, that place we had right here, this Japanese all-you-can-eat next to the studio, was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
So
it was so good.
That also helped sell me on that.
We should pop in there. You haven't ate yet today, so maybe we...
You want to do dinner over there?
Hey... We'll figure that out.
Okay,
but I'm
we got
open.
a show to do here.
I am open. Yeah. So America, where you going? Are you only eating Japanese cuisine for the rest of your life? That's all you could eat, or Italian? Let us know on X or in the comments below. Thank you for participating in the Would You Rather.
That was a good one.
And next, we're jumping into a man in a Batman suit doing some stuff. What's up with this one?
All right, so this is a pretty wild story. So I'm going to start with the dumb, because there's a dumbass of the week and then the funny guy of the week. Okay, all in the same story.
Okay.
So, 20-year-old Justin Shrimpy was the dumbass. He ends up he gets arrested. He's breaking into people's vehicles, their garages. It was like on a cul-de-sac, and he's going through all of them. Pulling on door handles, going into garage, stealing whatever he can.
Yeah.
Cash, what sunglasses, gift cards, whatever he can get his hands on. Well, one of the residents, sees this and hears it on his Zoom Ring camera, whatever those things are called. Mm-hmm. This is in Cape Coral. I don't know if I already said that. So he jumped into action with his Batman pajamas on. He was in bed. He was resting full send Batman. I think he even had the little cape on it. you can click the link down below and check it out. Kyle Mevitt is his name. He came out and he's like, hey man, you can't be doing that. And he apprehended him until the police got there.
Nice.
Batman came into the rescue. He said he grabbed him by the shirt, his wrist, and he told him, hey, this is, you need to tighten up, drop all that shit. And then by the time the cops got there, what do they call that? Samaritan arrest or whatever? A Samaritan assist?
Yeah, it's something like that.
And then you got to see the picture. He's sitting there with his Batman costume on with two police officers on. He's like, yeah.
That is perfect.
It was pretty good.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's a desperate criminal all by themselves doing this.
He's out there just pulling door handles and breaking into garages, man.
Yeah, if I was a criminal, I think I would want, like, a little crew with me. So then if anyone wanted to act like a vigilante to stop us, we'd triple stomp them.
He's probably such an idiot that he's ruined his whole circle around him, and now he's a lone criminal.
He's a lone coyote, because that ain't no wolf out there.
That's not a wolf.
That ain't no wolf. That's coyote. And honestly, I think Kyle Mevitt, like, living his best life, and then he got major hubby points and centered male energy points after apprehending this guy while in his cool Batman jams.
Yeah, highlight that link, put your cursor over it, and you'll see the picture that comes up.
Let me see this.
I don't know if we can show that to the viewers.
Let me see if I could kind of pull this thing up.
Pull that up, and you can see the picture of him. That when I saw that, I was like, this is going in HFA all day.
All right, I'm almost there.
It's so good.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to put it on this one, and an ad popped up, as always.
Gotta love when that happens.
So I'm happy I didn't advertise that. But either way, just click on the link.
Yeah, you can see it.
Click on the link below. Check us out on there. And, a lot of great stories.
Yeah.
So moving on.
What do you got going on with this toothpaste made of hair?
Yeah, so, like, this one I had to put in here.
Is this some more AI shit? Is this like some, what do we call it, satire, like we were saying earlier? It's not real?
No, I think
Is this real?
I think this is actually real. So toothpaste made with hair could repair damaged teeth and stop early stages of decay. New study has found.
Interesting.
So I didn't reread through this, so I'm just going to give it a shot here. So how it works is creatine mixes with the minerals in saliva to form a protective coating that mimics natural enamel. To my knowledge, when you lose enamel, you don't get it back. So we're not dentists. We're not health experts here. We're just reading off of a script of articles that we found online. And so there's that. So they're saying that tooth enamel does not regenerate once lost. Fluoride toothpaste water currently slows erosion but does not fully stop it. So they're saying that this keratin, not creatine, I said earlier, keratin mixed with minerals, so found to stop enamel erosion completely, seen a transformative, eco-friendly alternative to traditional dental treatments. Yeah, like Crest and all of them are going to like this.
No.
Possible products, toothpaste, daily use, minty flavor, foaming, like standard paste, professional gel coating. So they're just out here finding this stuff, and I think that it's relevant. Normally, everything that really we need to heal us already exists. And aren't they saying like that, like your
earwax?
What is that like? Doesn't that do something if you put it on somewhere?
Yeah, I've heard.
Like helps with burns or something.
Yeah, I've heard it's like a self-healing wound ointment almost.
Yeah,
you can put earwax on it.
Yeah, so
I don't think I've tried that.
I haven't tried it either. Have you ever done the earwax in the beer to like get the foam down?
No, I haven't put any earwax in a beer.
Like you get a beer and it's just all head, and then you like whoop.
I wasn't Yeah. No, I haven't
Pop
done
that
that.
in there and makes it just.
Yeah, no, I haven't done it. You could put a paper towel in there too.
Then you're soaking it up. You're not getting that currency.
That's fair.
You're not getting that currency. So
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to put earwax in it.
I don't know with this toothpaste. It depends how it tastes.
Well, it says it's going to be 2 to 3 years before it's in the market.
It's just research now, but it's interesting.
Keratin
research.
extracted from human hair.
Keratin from human hair.
I did not even know anything about this.
Like the hair is very interesting too. Like there has to be some healing abilities to it, and like I feel like humans already know all this shit, but like they don't let the public know. And so like we are probably already self-healing and like all this other stuff, and like they just don't want us to know about it, so then we can keep eating Doritos and stealing from people's garages and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they want.
They want you to eat McDonald's. They just slash their prices, trying to get you back in there to eat more drugs. All right. Well, let's keep it moving. Do you like your steak charbroiled? Flame broiled, well done?
Burger King?
No, this isn't a BK ad. So there was a 40,000 pounds of ribeye steaks in the back of a tractor trailer. Caught fire on Route 174 in Missouri. Why is it always in Missouri? Shit's catching on fire out there. Every time I do one of these, it's in Missouri. August 18th, this happened, and it completely incinerated 40,000 pounds of meat. But
really?
It cooked them. It cooked.
Okay.
You sit there and just eat steaks out of a trailer fire.
Is that what people did?
No, I don't think people actually did that. But the picture is kind of interesting. You go down and you take a look at it. Yeah, I mean, they were just cruising through. The whole tractor trailer caught fire, and it cooked every one of those steaks.
I mean, they had to have, somebody had to have taken a bite of one of these things.
Well, it's a possibility.
Technically, it's a, full truckload claim.
It is.
And so,
somebody probably tasted it.
You probably can't, legally
Here's the
say
irony.
that you ate it.
The irony in the story is, let's see, Jenna Ulrich, this was her first time ever battling a blaze as a firefighter, and she's a vegan. So her first day on the job, firefighter, turning her loose, and she's got to go out there to extinguish a meat fire.
What?
That's my favorite part of the story.
That's not irony, is it? Is that irony?
That's pretty ironic.
Or is that coincidental?
No, it'd be ironic.
That's ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah. First day, firefighter, vegan, here's a truckload of meat.
Go put it out.
Yep. That's interesting. I would have liked to try that charred-broiled steak.
I bet you it was way well done.
It was probably, not if you're in the middle of the load.
Yeah, maybe.
You got to get through the pallets and find the juicy center.
Yeah, you got to maintain your load.
There is a steak with a juicy center in there. I guarantee
Warm,
it.
pink center.
Delicious.
One of my
Very
favorites.
delicious. Cool stuff to do this weekend. You can reconnect with old friends. You can network your business, or you can put your feet up and relax. I plan on doing all those things. It's a long weekend. What do you got going on?
Well, we have business meetings to do. Maybe to try to see some friends, like you just mentioned. That's I think we're both kind of doing the same thing this weekend.
Yeah, I kind of said both of our itinerary.
With a little bit of, our itinerary working there. But look, it's Labor Day weekend, folks, so go have fun. Camping, cookouts, this is usually when people do it. And, of course, that's going to cause, when you go to the grocery store to get your not well-done charbroiled steaks, they might be blown out. So stock up, ahead of time. Playoffs kicking off in Darlington, South Carolina. First race of the playoffs, Art. The field is set. 16 will battle from now until Phoenix, and it all starts Darlington. Under the lights, the lady in black, the track too tough to tame, the Darlington Stripe, baby.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
The race playoffs, it's getting serious out there.
Getting serious.
And let's seriously step into this weekend, man.
Let's full send into the weekend. Hope everyone enjoys it. Thanks for supporting this program and this YouTube channel right here, Discussion Combustion Production. You can tune in Monday nights for Mash the Gas, DCPC when it drops on Thursdays, and, of course, kicking your weekend off right on Fridays. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Happy Friday USA, Twitter X, where the polls go up. And you know what? Let her rip, tater chip. It's Labor Day weekend. Let's get it, America.